I'm a constitutional conservative, and to that extent, I believe that making bad precedent is not something we want to do, and picking and choosing what constitutional provisions passed by the public to support is bad. And if the shoe were on the other, foot, I'd say the same thing. We can't pick and choose when the voters have spoken of which side to be on. With that being said, I think it shows a glaring error, as the representative pointed out, that we should have a provision in the Constitution that you can't put something on the ballot that sounds good without a funding mandate. That would solve that a lot, because we do it on roads, we do it for transportation and everything else. But in this case, I think the problem for the legislature is, on one hand, they are actually letting the court determine the course of the largest state program, which is something Republicans have always been against. And the reality is, Medicaid expansion doesn't exist. It's Medicaid. And Medicaid now is a program that goes this far. And so the governor, I don't see where the governor is going to have a choice, from a standpoint that the legislature can say all day, we're only funding this much for Medicaid. But I think the governor is going to have to spend money, and he'll probably be ordered by the court to spend money to fund the Medicaid program. And it will run out, and the legislature will say, well, we don't want to give you any more money, but then you're not funding any of Medicaid. I think in the end,
the governor put the money in his budget, and we just neglected it as the legislature.
We said no. In the end, it's going to happen because the voters have made Medicaid what it is. He's going to spend the money as he has to, whether it's directed by a court. But in the end, the legislature is going to have to decide, do we not fund $1 in Medicaid? Or do we go ahead, and the courts have spoken, and we follow the law and follow
practically speaking, just from the peanut gallery, it looks like you went from Lincoln Huff and Cody Smith deciding Medicaid to Chuck Hatfield and George Draper. They're going to decide how Medicaid's done.